I have to start the show today by asking you about two very, very important things. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? What should you buy first, a car or actually make sure that there are roads that you can actually take that car out for a drive? Imagine buying a car and there are no roads. Isn't that what's really happening with 5G phones? I mean, I know first the phones must come out, then the network must come out. You should be future ready. But somehow it seems overkill that here we are in the month of February and we're talking about maybe 5G coming out in March, April of next year, but companies are going to town talking about 5G. Now look, it's very, very important. I think 5G phones must come before 5G, the network, and we've got such phones for you today on the show. I've got this, and of course, a lot of people are going to correct me when I say iQOO, because you think this company, this brand new company that's come in with a big bang is called iQOO. You're wrong, it's called iQOO. Then I've got you the Samsung S20 Plus. And a whole lot more on the Cell Guru show. Let's get started because the chicken and the egg, that may be a whole story. We've got so many other ones for you today.
A new Chinese brand iQOO comes to India with the launch of the iQOO 3. But is this new phone with Snapdragon 865 and top-notch specs worth your money? Find out in our review. We get to grill the Samsung S20 Plus, a flagship with beautiful display, 120Hz screen refresh rate, 8K video recording and quad cameras, and we are excited to share our opinion on the S20 Plus with you. And we of course pit the S20 Plus against the popular Apple iPhone 11 and tell you which should you pick amongst the two.
So let's get started with news of the week. Do remember we've got a brand new way that we actually showcase this news, both in terms of the kind of news and the way we show it. And we're going to start off with the first one. Even though the Mobile World Congress 2020 got cancelled, and that also is for the first time ever, Honor launched its product at a planned event which was live streamed from where? From where the Mobile World Congress was supposed to take place in Barcelona. The company announced multiple things, very exciting stuff. Announced the Honor 9X Pro, the first Honor smartphone pre-installed with the Huawei App Gallery. Now this is a big piece of news in itself, but there was more. Along with the Honor Magic Book, that's a laptop, Honor View 30 Pro, Honor Magic Earbuds, Honor Magic Watch, lots of things happened. Now the View 30 Pro is Honor's first 5G phone, and the Honor 9X Pro comes with a pop-up selfie camera. The 9X Pro and View 30 Pro will be Honor's first phones to release outside China without Google's app and services after the US barred American companies from working with parent company Huawei over national security concerns. In a world where light variants of phones are coming in every single day, light variants are no longer just for phones. This year, we may see the light variant from Apple off their AirPods. If a new report from DigiTimes is to be believed, Apple could soon launch the Apple AirPod Pro Lite, kind of a contradiction, but which are likely to be toned down variants of the original and are expected to be just a tad bit more affordable. Now, developers have started to get the taste of the upcoming Android as Google released a developer preview of Android 11. Again, big news. The new update, which is scheduled to come in the third quarter of this year, will have enhancements for foldable phones and screen types, new camera capabilities, privacy-centric tools, which is a major focus, convenient and very, very nice app behavior that you can control. And again, our theme for this week, 5G-related improvements. When a brand's tagline itself is monster inside and they come up with a phone that is purely based on performance only in every way which you know what to expect. Now this is iQOO, the 3, and it's just been announced just a few days back, and it's come in on a platform that says that we've got a phone that literally no one else has. So one of the first phones with a Snapdragon 865, one of the first phones with 5G, one of the first phones with a 55-watt charger, one of the first phones with a 4400 mAh battery. So, you've got a lot going for a phone when it comes in about like this. But I have to tell you, it's actually what the phone looks like. Now, I've got the orange version of this phone. I have to show you this phone. It actually looks like quite a phone. So very well done in terms of, it's got just about that right amount of weight, the right amount of heft. It's got that premium feeling to it, great screen. Like I said, a whole lot more going for it. But the real competition that this phone is coming in, and you can see some of the kind of pricing that they've done in our review right now. They've got 3 variants of this phone. the kind of pricing that they are coming in, they're obviously taking on premium flagships, which is this new market, which is a mid-price 30 to 50,000 rupee market. And they're coming in at about 36,000 rupees, and they're coming in strong with some really, really great features. So 4 cameras at the back, a front camera, and 865, and like I said, one of the first 5G phones. Can they really take on OnePlus? Can they take on Realme? Well, we'll find out in our review.
5G is here. Oh wait, it isn't. But we have one of the first 5G phones in the country and we aren't complaining. Meet the iQOO 3. iQOO is a Chinese brand that has made its debut in India with this smartphone.
So we did our research for a long time. We found out that the Indians, particularly millennials, they almost constitute 50% part of the population. What they are looking for? They are looking for high performance device with latest and the best in technology. And they want to try out these technologies right at the same time when the rest of the world is trying it. So with iQOO, what we are trying to establish is that performance is at the core, and performance is something which we want to deliver with every iteration we come out with. So we are the first one to bring 5G in India, and we are the first one to bring Snapdragon 865. And I think for a new brand, it's a good start, it's a solid start, and we are looking for a long inning in India.
The iQOO 3 is here to disrupt the mid-premium market with high performance and nifty features. But can it make a mark in the rather crowded Indian market? Well, we say yes, it's far more capable than just leaving a mark, and here's why. To begin with, it looks different. The orange variant that we have will surely get you to notice it. The phone is solid, the edges are nicely rounded, but we did feel the weight of the phone once we held it. The weight can be credited to the 4440 mAh battery it packs in. But what is impressive is that the box has a 55-watt fast charger, which can charge the phone in minutes. There's a 3.5mm headphone jack, a super fast in-display fingerprint scanner, and a face unlock on board. There's also a smart button to open Google Assistant, which is handy at times. We really like the display of the iQOO 3. It is a rich 6.4-inch Full HD Plus Super AMOLED display, which is bright and sharp, and we love watching content on it. There's no notch, no thick bezels on the screen, and the front camera is quietly placed on the top right of the display. Coming to the optics, the iQOO 3 packs in a quad camera setup that consists of a 48-megapixel primary camera, a 13-megapixel telephoto camera, 13-megapixel wide-angle camera, and a 2-megapixel depth sensor. We have to say the camera performs above our expectations, especially the bokeh and the wide angle. The 20x zoom is fun to play with, and the night mode is decent too. The front camera is 16 megapixels, which clicks decent selfies and supports bokeh in this mode too. Now let's talk about why iQOO says it's a monster inside. Well, it is because this phone is incredibly fast with the latest Snapdragon 865 chipset on board, and the RAM only starts from 8GB. With this kind of power, the iQOO 3 is crazy quick. The specs also make this phone ideal for gaming enthusiasts, and iQOO enhances the gaming experience further with its game mode and touch buttons on the side to play games. The iQOO 3 runs on Android out of the box with iQOO's own UI on top. While the phone UI looks neat, there are a lot of preloaded apps on the device which we aren't a fan of. The phone is priced at 36,990 rupees for the 8GB RAM and 128GB variant, 39,990 rupees for the 8GB RAM 256GB storage variant, and 44,990 rupees for the 12GB RAM and 256GB storage variant. The Selguru verdict. We are impressed with the performance of the iQOO 3. To us, it comes across as a fighter who's ready to take on competition with accomplished brands like OnePlus and Realme. iQOO in its first attempt has unleashed a beast, but can it make the consumers trust it? This is a challenge we hope the company wins.
This is a whole new Samsung, a Samsung that is showing maturity both in terms of product and how they launched them. Remember, the S series for them, the Galaxy S series, is their super flagship. And they didn't do a launch here in India. They did one all over the world, a global launch. They came into India, and they've just been showing the phone and sending it out for reviews. And that shows both confidence in the product and maturity. With me, the S20 Plus. Now, this has now become the middle phone. They've actually got 3 variants of the S20, the S20, S20 Plus, S20 Ultra. We'll talk about all of these as they come by. Today, time for us to take a look at the S20 Plus. What all did they do with it? Why did they jump 10 generations in terms of the name? Remember, the last one was the S10. Now they've gone to the S20. And is it as good as most people seem to think?
It's It's time to evolve. Evolve to faster displays, excellent cameras, 8K video recording, and Samsung is promising to just this with its latest S20 series. The S20 series comprise of the S20, the S20 Plus, and the S20 Ultra. The Ultra is the ultimate loader of specs with a 108 megapixel lens, but today it's not about the Ultra. It's about the S20 Plus, the middle sibling. The sibling that we believe will be crowned the most popular S20 phone amongst the three. For a phone priced at 73,999 rupees, the S20 Plus is subtle. We expected the S20 Plus to look and scream premium, but sadly, it doesn't. It doesn't make you go wow. Design of the phone is where we wanted more from Samsung. Now that said, the phone, it feels nice in the hand and is comfortable to hold. Samsung has made an island at the back to host all the 4-camera lens. There is a punch hole camera in the front, an in-display fingerprint sensor, and there is face unlock. Both the in-display fingerprint sensor and the face unlock works fast. The screen is charming. There isn't a phone right now that compares to this beautiful, colorful, bright screen. The Plus comes with a 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED display, and with 120Hz screen refresh rate, it's silky smooth. Swiping on the screen, shifting from app to app is a breeze. It's hard to describe how good the S20 Plus screen is. Even the audio quality is brilliant. Apart from the display, the camera setup on board is the S20 Plus's headline feature. There is a combination of a 64 megapixel telephoto lens, 12 megapixel ultra-wide lens, 12 megapixel wide-angle lens, and a depth vision lens. All these 4 lenses with AI produce stunning shots both in day and night. The bokeh especially is outstanding. There is a 30x zoom on board on this one, which is alright. Samsung has included a new mode called Single Take, which basically shoots with all the camera lenses at the same time, records video, clicks shots, applies filters, and lets you pick your best shot after. It is a fun feature to have on the camera app. Needless to say, there are many other modes. There is a 10 megapixel front camera which clicks selfies so clear that you can see the pores on the skin. The S20 Plus can record 8K videos, but we know not many have an 8K TV. But hey, you could always upload it on YouTube. The phone is powered by the latest Exynos 990 processor and comes with 8GB RAM and 128GB internal storage. It performed well in every task we threw at it without any lags. A 120Hz screen refresh rate means that the battery takes a hit, but the 4500 mAh battery did last the day. There is fast charging on board. The S20 Plus runs on Android 10 with Samsung One UI on top. It's a clean UI with minimal bloatware. And before we end our review, if you're wondering if the 20 Plus supports 5G in India like it does in the US, well, no, it doesn't. The Cell Guru verdict: while the S20 Plus isn't the ultimate flagship from Samsung for this year, it is close enough to being the perfect Android you can buy. The screen, the smoothness, the camera are amazing, they said, and we couldn't agree more. The S20 Plus has made us hard to switch back to any other phone, and that's saying something.
And of course, we've got to do the next story because every one of you will anyway ask for it. So we're predicting this. We have the S20 Plus versus the Apple iPhone 11. Let's take a look which one dominates.
The two phones that we are pitching against each other may not be the ultimate flagships, but they are definitely the more popular ones. And today we are going to find out if the latest S20 Plus is a better choice than the Apple iPhone 11. First, with how big a hole these phones can burn in your pocket. The iPhone 11 128GB model is priced at 69,900 rupees, while the Galaxy 20 Plus costs 73,999 rupees for the 128GB variant. Both the phones are very plain Jane, but we do like the iPhone 11 comes in brighter colors. The display is where the S20 Plus wins hands down. A beautiful 6-inch dynamic AMOLED display is far superior to the iPhone 11's 6.1-inch screen. We aren't saying that the iPhone 11 screen isn't good, but it cannot be compared to the rich S20 Plus display. Also, the biggie is the 120Hz refresh rate the S20 Plus ships with. Coming to the performance, Apple claims their A13 Bionic chip is the fastest GPU and CPU, and it might just be true. The phone is amazing to use and excels in real-world usage. Samsung S20 Plus comes with the Exynos 990 chipset, which will never give you a chance to complain. The RAM is where the difference is. The S20 Plus has double the RAM of the iPhone here. The iPhone 11 runs on the iOS 13 while Samsung runs on One UI on Android 10. This is like comparing chalk and cheese. Both UIs are very different. One big point goes to Samsung for coming with expandable storage. The storage can be expanded up till 1 TB. Apple misses out here. Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus comes with a quad camera setup, whereas the iPhone 11 has a dual camera setup. Both cameras are extremely versatile. Apple keeps the colors more real, while Samsung enhances some of the RGB colors. The front camera of the iPhone has a little more megapixels than that of the S20 Plus. While it comes to video capabilities, Samsung has upped its game by introducing 8K video recording on the S20 series. The iPhone 11 can record in 4K. The Samsung battery is much bigger with a 4440 mAh battery, but it requires more for the 120Hz screen refresh rate and large screen size. The Cell Guru verdict. Samsung S20 Plus wins the battle of specs with the Apple iPhone 11, but both phones offer fantastic user experience. Whatever phone you pick out of the two, you're getting one of the best phones in the smartphone market. If you cannot exceed 70,000 rupees budget, the iPhone 11 is a good buy. But if you can shell out about 4,000 rupees more, then definitely go for the S20 Plus.
Let's take a quick break right now on the show. When we come back, lots more on the Cell Guru Show. Now let's move on to Market Watch. Let's take a look. We've got some very interesting things. We've got speakers, we've got a weighing scale. Let's see what else we have. Market Watch on Cell Guru.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Market Watch. I am Rubina Mongia and today I have two products for you that I believe make for a good buy. I'm going to start with a smart weighing scale that does way more than showing us just the weight. It is for all those who want to be fit, who want to remain fit, and who generally want to stay aware about their body composition. Take a look. The Nureka Dr. Trust Smart Weighing Scale measures more than just weight. It assesses an individual's fitness on 18 parameters. The scale can be easily connected to the Dr. Trust app, which gives a true picture of fitness levels by evaluating crucial factors like body mass index, BMR, body age, bone mass, muscle mass, body fat percentage, and much more. It keeps track of your health data-wise, and the entire report of these parameters can be shared with just one click. The scale is light and portable and can be placed on any flat surface. It is priced at 1,499 rupees. Honestly, I think that scale gives way too much information. Moving on now to a Bluetooth speaker from Portronics. Now, Portronics is a trusted brand in the market, and that's because almost all its speakers have great audio quality. This one is no different. This is the Portronics Dynamo, a cute and a compact speaker which you can carry around wherever you go, and it costs about 2,000 rupees. If you are looking for a portable speaker, then the Portronics Dynamo is a really good option. It is compact and light and can easily fit into a small bag. The speaker features buttons for power, volume and playback on the top, with connectivity through Bluetooth, FM radio and USB. The audio quality of the Dynamo is really good and clear. There is 2000 mAh battery that claims to run for up to 12 hours on a single charge. The Portronics Dynamo speaker also has a built-in microphone to take voice calls. Furthermore, if you get two Portronics Dynamo speakers, you can wirelessly link them similar to how truly wireless earphones connect to each other and have stereo sound. That then was Market Watch for this week. Do write to me with your feedback or suggestions to cellguru@ndtv.com. See you next week.
That then was the Cell Guru Show for this week, but do remember, I've been saying it again and again, very exciting times, lots of launches happening here in India. Since the Mobile World Congress got, I think, cancelled, they've all taken India to be the place to come to actually do all their launches. So lots of exciting stuff coming. Do keep track of us, and we'll keep track of everything happening in the world of mobile.